am just super duper bored, and I thought I'd come on for a while. I found my trusty old gimbal, and I was going to give you a little bit of a surprise and go out this evening and do a random live stream outside. And it's become very stormy and very, very cold, so I decided not to. So there you go. But I had charged the phone and put on YouTube Studio onto the phone and changed my mind because it's like the storm. It's crap here and it's got really, really cold. And then I got really bored and I thought, oh, stuff it, I'll come on here for 20 minutes or something and say hello to you if anybody wants to come along and say hello for no reason at all. I have nothing else to show you. I don't know, I might take this away with me when I go away. I don't know. Is it worth me live streaming when I go away? I don't know. I don't think I will. But yeah, I didn't even know I had this particular one. Indigo is here. There we go. Do some e-bike food delivery live streams. I don't have an e-bike anymore. I got rid of my e-bike. God, I've gone itchy for some reason. Oh, I don't know. So there we go. Don't have my e-bike anymore. I'm feeling a bit horrible today as well because I upped my medication again today. The fourth time I've upgraded my medication. The final time I upgraded my medication. So I'm on the full medication now. And the reaction of the body is not liking it. The body is fighting the medication. I actually felt really good before I upped the meds, so I shouldn't have upped the med. Well, I have to up the meds. But it's like one step back now. The head's gone boom, 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 boom again. So it'll get used to it, but I'm on full med now, he says. I'm on 100 milligrams. So it's horrible. Hello, Mad Hatter, Misha, and Indigo. Very good. I got something like, how cool is, I was showing Moxter this before, how cool is technology? Yes, you could get really big on YouTube with Uber. No, don't think so. Technology is crazy. Hey, so you might know that I got a new camera to take away to Korea, which looks like my old camera, but it's new. I'm taking away my little hidden camera, my Pocket 2, but I got the Action 5, which is like the latest DJI camera because it's good in low light. But I got this. How cool is this? A little light for the Action camera, which clips on magnetically and also with clips to the side of the Action camera. How cool is that? I think that's pretty cool. Woohoo! And it's going to be very bright, but here we go. It's got whoa! How bright's that? 1, 2. That's low, medium, high. Woo! So there we go. I think that's pretty cool. That little light. So that's a whole pocket setup that I'm going away with. I think that's pretty nifty, yeah? Isn't it amazing? Technology is a most amazing thing. And the selfie stick that I'm getting this week, or the little handle thing that I'm getting this week, which I will show you, which is also brand new. It has a built-in battery, and the battery on the handle that you get is a 7-hour battery, and that's 7 hours if the camera is on non-stop for 7 hours. So if you have the camera on and off and on and off and on and off for your trip, it could last for days and days and days and days. So you don't need to have what I'm trying to say is the amazing thing with these new little Action cameras is you don't need to have a million batteries now and battery chargers and all this sort of schmozzle going on these days anymore. It's just absolutely fantastic. And this new Action camera also has internal memory, which is great, but it also holds a memory card of 1 terabyte as well. So you don't have to carry around all these SD cards and alike and kerfuffle and everything. So this has 1.5 terabytes of memory in this camera, plus with the stick that I'm getting and the battery that's in here already. It's got basically 12 hours of battery power in it. and it all fits in your pocket. Fantastic, isn't it? Considering in the old days, we used to have to carry big, heavy, chunky cameras and chargers and lenses and all sorts of weird and wonderful things. It's just fantastic how technology is. Yes, I love the state of the art cameras. They are just so good. And even like the drone, like when I took my drone stuff originally, I had a very small drone at the time, which was I can't even remember what it's called now, but that was a fantastic drone. But like the drone I use now is this one here, which is called the Neo. And even this fits in my pocket. And the beauty about this drone compared to the other drone I had is I don't need a remote control with this drone. And also the blades can't break, unlike my other drone, because it's fully enclosed. It can go in my pocket, as I say. I need no remote control. It's all hand gestured, or I can just like simply press a button to say follow mode or rocket ship or whatever it wants. Yeah, it's got like all the sensors and bits and pieces and everything on it. So this is like everything I need in life now. Plus my little microphone, wherever I had that. There it is. Plus my little microphone now. I mean, that's it. It's crazy, isn't it? So all of that can go in my pocket. Whereas in the old days, you'd have to carry backpacks and all sorts of stuff. I remember when I first started doing YouTube and I went overseas, my luggage, I used to have to pay excess luggage just to carry my cameras around for people not to watch my content, you know, because you would literally be carrying everything around. It's just fantastic. Anyway, what are you all up to? I've got nothing to tell you because, as I say, I was going to go out and do a live stream for you out and about, but the weather's so crappy here. Just never did. So I thought I'll come on, have a coffee. My meds are just making me feel... I'll have a coffee. Just toasted sandwiches for dinner tonight, I think, and just an early night. But to give you an idea of the light as well, my old camera light, which was not very good. So this little camera light, this lasts for, if I have this on non-stop, and don't turn it off, this will last for 4 hours. The old camera light I had, which I used on Mount Fuji, was this light here, which isn't as bright, and this lasted for 20 minutes. So again, you know, technology, crazy, hey. And of course, it's got to do with battery technology these days. The batteries have got better and better and better, and you know, it's crazy. Beautiful weather in Melbourne today, 10 to 15 degrees, cool and sunny. I saw the crime rates in Melbourne. They posted them online today. It's gone through the roof, hasn't it? Crazy, gone through the roof. The crime rate in Melbourne, he says. Crime rate is very exciting as well. The local indigenous people were keeping us entertained last night in the area, I've got to say. She was luckily in Melbourne. You live close to one another, so whatever happens, like next to a neighbour, it kind of like involves you. There's no separation to properties in Melbourne, where in Perth, I suppose, there is a bit of separation. The area I'm in, they're pretty big blocks, so you're kind of separated. You hear them fighting and carrying on. It doesn't sort of like bleed into your property. But the woman last night, she was smashing up her fella's car last night. She was smashing the window screen, and she smashed the mirrors and she literally smashed up the whole car. And this was while the storm was happening, and of course the police never showed up, so, you know, what do you do? Burke Street Arcade, couple of guys were held by security for stealing something. A lot of people spectating and filming. That's the thing, they just stand there and film. If people stop filming and actually beat the crap out of them, they might stop doing it. Yeah, same in Sydney. Sunny. Perth is looking meh. Are you expecting better weather soon? I hope so. The weather, like the storm last night was pretty full on, but in saying that, Perth does get pretty bad storms generally in winter, so it's not unusual. Perth has like one of the highest rainfalls of anywhere in the world. We get more rain than like what the UK gets. So we get it really heavy, really fast in a small period of time. So it's not unusual. It's not really unusual. But when it happens, you get like a week of it, and this is the week of it. So I did do some work today. I think cake is. I think this cake person, I think this is Sapporo J, isn't it? I don't know. Yo, Indigo, I'm also in Melbourne. Oh, no, it's not. There you go, because they're in Melbourne also. Perfect additions today, also chili. That is a long name. Cake. Pretty cold, Mad Hatter. You live in Nam, not Melbourne. He lives in Melbourne. I don't know. Can you get... That's a good question. Can you get a good cake in Australia? I don't think so. Well, my sister makes cakes, so my sister's cakes are good. But I don't think so. Japanese cakes, oh my god, they're so good, aren't they? Especially the strawberry and cream cakes. I picked up a cake for somebody at the cheesecake shop today, and quite interesting. The cheesecake shop, they put the cake in the microwave. They lifted the cake out the freezer and they put the cake in the microwave. I never knew the cheesecake shop did that. I don't know. Do you like the cheesecake shop cheesecakes? I find they're okay, but I find them very heavy. Very heavy. What sort of cake are we talking? I don't know, just a nice cake. Any cake. I like any cake as long as they're nice. I like to actually... I like a light cake. That's what I like. Sorry, my back's itchy. I like a light cake. So, I do like a really nice light sponge, cream. Actually, I like a nice coffee sponge cream cake. Or a tiramisu. Yeah. I just had tiramisu from your local... was it good? What did I think about the Japanese cakes at Tories in Melbourne? Their cakes are okay, but their customer service is shit. And they got in a lot of trouble. So they did. Your favourite is red velvet. Yeah, I've had good red velvet, but I've had, most of the time in Australia, I've had bad red velvet cake. Because it just tastes... Oh, it just tastes like dense. Dry. That's the word I'm looking for. A lot of the cakes in Australia just taste dry. Strawberry cheesecake. Yeah, strawberry cheesecake's good. Actually, you know the kind of cheesecake I like, which kind of sounds very bad, and that's like the cheap Coles frozen cheesecakes. I like those. I don't know, call me mad. I like those. You know, with the biscuit base in them. Don't mind them at all, gotta say. Yeah, a good sponge with cream and strawberries. I'm up for. Or a good Lamington, and I mean a good Lamington, not a Lamington from Coles. I mean a good Lamington with cream and strawberry jam and that in. Yeah. No, I can go with that. Yeah, good traditional Italian cakes. Yes. Sara Lee. No, not the Sara Lee one. There's like a really cheap Coles one you can get, and it's I think it's just a lemon one. Lemon curd. It's a lemon curd cheesecake. It's only a couple of bucks. It's pretty cheap, and it's pretty nice. It's kind of crap. Like, it's not a cheesecake thing, you know what I mean? But they call it a cheesecake. It's actually all right. Gives you acid reflux for the rest of the week, but it's all right. It's that biscuit base I like on the bottom of it, which is really nice. I make a killer tiramisu, by the way. If anyone comes and visits, my tiramisu is the best. Lamington toaster. Yeah, no, Lamingtons are good if you get them from like a local bakery. It's got to be a local bakery Lamington. Do you remember when the schools used to do I don't know if they did them in the eastern states. In Perth they did them. Before every school holidays, we used to have to go around when we went to school and we used to have to sell Lamingtons. It was like a fundraising thing. Every school did it. Those Lamingtons were the best. Oh my God. It was like a Perth tradition. Used to love those Lamingtons, and then if you had cream with them, you were just on cloud nine. They were absolutely the best. Vanilla Slice, the original Aussie ones. Yeah. Audi every now and again do a kit that you can buy, Vanilla Slice kit. They I think it's Dutch Week when they do Dutch Week or something. those little kits, they are pretty good for vanilla slice. The kit you have to like double up on though, because it, for example, it says, you know, one kit makes X amount of vanilla slice. I double up on it to make a really thick vanilla slice. Oh my god, they are so yummy, those kits. The one you make yourself. I've never made a cheesecake. I'll have to make one. What is Australia is expensive and what in Australia is expensive and worth it? Actually, the ice steak I bought from Audi was worth it. I thought the ice steak from Audi was pretty good. I don't know if that's only available in Perth though, because I think it was. Maybe they have like different meat suppliers or something. What's expensive and worth it in Australia? Good question. I don't know. If anybody can answer that question, do let us know. Apple and cream pastry made by local Vietnamese bakery. Yeah, actually, that's true. Even over here in WA, the Vietnamese bakery, and that would be about the only thing I would buy from them. That is true. Apple and cream pastries. Yeah. They're pretty good at doing them. I know they make those nice bread roll things with the salads and that in. I can give or take them, you know what I mean? I mean, they're fresh and all, but they're like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, the apple and cream pastries, they do them here as well. Yeah, no, but their ice steak, which is expensive, not their normal steak. Their normal steak is like, yeah, whatever. It's just, yeah, whatever. But their ice steak is really nice. And like, literally, I usually hate steak that's still got blood, you know, that's still running around the paddock. But their ice steak, I cooked it with the recipe that I had the other day, the Korean recipe thing that I had. It was really nice. I literally only cooked it for like 2 minutes on each side, so it was still running around the paddock. It was still very, very red inside. But it was really, really nice. Oh my god, it was really, really nice. There was no gristle or anything going on in there. It was so good. No, been here a few times. Not a new viewer, no. During a month or so ago, yep. Sorry, I don't have anything to tell you at all today. As I say, I've upped my medication today, and I'm feeling a bit ordinary. As I say, I was hoping, they were saying the weather was going to be better tonight, so I was going to go to a live stream near the new bridge, which I know doesn't sound exciting, but they have an Aboriginal art light thing going on. And so I was going to do that. I was going to take the new camera down, but it went really cold. Then I got really bored. So, but this is the last installment of the medication I'm on after the operation. So they did say every time that I up the medication, I'm going to have side effects. So it has given me side effects. Damn! Because the day before I upped the medication, because I upped it yesterday, I had zero pain. It was like... But my brother went to hospital yesterday. Oh my god. My brother went to hospital yesterday. And... all of you that have been on the channel for a long period of time, you know that I am definitely not an anti-vaxxer. I was like the first one, especially on YouTube as far as I know, that had like the COVID vaccines and that. And we had a lot of anti-vaxxers on the channel at the stage, and I was like, you know, bugger off anti-vaxxers and this. But, you know, this COVID vaccine, I've really changed my mind on it now. I've had 4 doses of the COVID vaccine. My brother had 4 in that as well. Most people in Australia were like somehow made to or forced to have 4. I had them willingly at the time because I wanted to go to Japan, and I went to Japan while there was still some sort of a lockdown, in fact. And I trusted the government in this. But my brother, after his COVID vaccines, when he lay down or sat down on that, he started to drown. It was like he was in a pool and he was drowning. His lungs filled up with fluid and that. And it was caused by the COVID vaccines, we've found out. Anyway, he was rushed to hospital yesterday, and his lungs had filled with all the fluid and that again. And it's been found that he now has a long-term injury caused by the COVID vaccines, and they've completely scarred the insides of his lungs, and they can't get rid of all the scarring. And it's a permanent thing now where he's going to basically be permanently drowning in the fluid that this scarring on the inside of his lungs have caused. It's going to be getting worse and worse and worse as the years go on that the COVID vaccine has caused. So they're going to have to constantly be draining his lungs and having him on steroids and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, the things we learn. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Remember our Welcome to Country bridge between Perth Station and Northbridge? Yes, when the Aboriginal people abused you for being Japanese, even though you're not. Yes. Yeah, see you later. Have fun. Thank you for popping in. Keep warm. Keep safe. Keep safe. See you next time round. So, all this scarring. So, I don't know what went wrong with all this. I think it's, something went wrong. I don't know. Something went wrong with all this COVID stuff, and a lot of people around the world are now being affected by it, and yeah. I feel such a fool as such for jumping on the back of a lot of people that were against getting the vaccine so quickly. Here I am going, no, it's been approved and it's been found to be safe. Well, unfortunately, it wasn't safe. So anyway, my whole family, apart from my sister, touch wood, she won't be in there, but we've been keeping the hospital system very busy this year. First my mum, then myself, then my brother. So it's been a busy year, he says. But yeah. He had the Pfizer. He had the Pfizer vaccine, not the AstraZeneca, the Pfizer, the same as me. So, learning a lot. Now, not saying that, and again, I'm all for science. I believe science is a wonderful thing, and there's a lot of vaccines and medications and that out there that are wonderful things have fixed a lot of people for a lot of things that we need in life. So I don't knock or doubt these things, but something went wrong with, I don't know, corrupt governments and pharmaceutical companies or something in relation to COVID. Something went astray with these things. It was, something went wrong. It's cold and sunny here. Hello, Sam. How are you, mate? Good to see you there. Sam had been to the Harry Potter display. Oh, here comes the rain again. Oh my God, I'm glad I didn't go out. It's been raining. As I say, I did do a little bit of work today. So, my trip's all booked though. Pretty much all paid for, so that's good. Just got to get ahead in the rent now. so that when I go away I don't have to pay any rent, which means when I come back, you know, everything will be paid and that, which will be nice. So that's my intention over the next couple of weeks. So as long as I get a couple of weeks of good weather, it should be cruisy. It should be okay. That's my theory. So usually in Perth we get this rain will usually hang around for like a week or so, and then it should settle down. How often do you eat out these days? I never used to eat out a lot in the old days, so I don't eat out a lot now at all. I never used to eat out a lot. Never. Really. At all. Very rare. Tonight I'm having toasted cheese sandwiches. Yes, I am. Why? Because I just felt like having, now and again, I just feel like having something simple. A nice toasted cheese sandwich and a cup of tea. I just feel like that. And then maybe pancakes with lemon and sugar. I had that the other day, you know, the good old pancakes with lemon and sugar. The old school thing, not the maple syrup and all that, just lemon and sugar. I just feel like having that. How often do you eat out, Indigo? Class became a sheep shearer. What? What do you mean class became a sheep shearer? Not much is happening. Oh, there's class. Right, there's class. Right, yeah, nothing's happening in class at all. I was going to go out, but it started to pour, so I got bored and I thought I'd come on here. What is happening to you, my man? My next exhibition video will be mini golf at Flinders Street Ballroom, really, and Lego. Would that be interesting? Malaysian food. Not really big into Malaysian food. He says. No. You're happy if you spend less than $100 eating out per weekend. You got too much money if you're spending $100 for 2 days on food. That's ridiculous. $100 you could be saving to go away. That's a ridiculous amount of money to be spending. And if you're spending $100, $50 a day, if you're spending $50 a day in Melbourne for food, then you're going to the wrong places to eat. Crazy. Class 38, lots of railway stuff happening here in Perth. The new trains, oh my god, they're shit. So many problems happening with them. Never build a train in Australia, man. Problems. So many problems. Oh my god. Skyrail, fantastic. Boom. Man, MetroNet has exploded over here. It's gone crazy. They are just about to do MetroNet on the Swan River now, which is like going to be an expansion of the ferry network as well over here, which is kind of amazing as well. What else are they going to do? They're going to do something else. Totally forgot. Anyway, they're doing a brand new regional train services, new regional trains over here as well, which is pretty cool. Lots of things happening over here. You become an apprentice with transport, really? Really? Doing what? You got a $13 burger from Grilled. Oh, that's nice, Sam. I actually had a grilled burger today. What burger did you have? Yeah. What sort of apprentice? It's interesting. Tell us more information. You're not one of these apprentices that break into the rear cabin of the trains over there, are you? And toot the horns and do all that weird and horrible stuff. Oh my god. Dynamic beef. A dynamic beef burger. What is dynamic beef? That sounds very radiation burger or something. Oh my god. Hokkaido hit by an earthquake today. 6.5, I think it was, something like that. And of course, there's a big one coming, they say, in August when I'm there. If Class 38 is an apprentice train driver, I am staying away from the Sydney train network. What are you doing? Class, tell us. Here we go. Yeah, it sounds like lab-grown beef, yeah. I think the trains in Sydney are really good as well. Yeah, I think they are. I think they're pretty good. I think they need to crack down on the idiots over there, the hooligans that are breaking into the cabs and alike, and the stupid fools. I saw a video today. I don't know if it's doing the rounds. I don't know if you all saw it. The wheelchair ramp on the Sydney train. They put it out for the electric wheelchair, and the guard never put the wheelchair ramp correctly, and the electric wheelchair was coming off the train, and the ramp gave way, and the wheelchair flipped. I don't know if anyone saw that. So they have a lot of strikes and electrical breakdowns. Yeah, you know what they need to do? They need to get rid of the union. They need to privatize it. That's what they need to do. A Sydney train, electric train, Mainter apprentice. What does that do? What does that? I don't know what that does. What does that do? Yeah. See, Melbourne kind of did the right thing, but they also did the wrong thing, because they used to have a lot of strikes and that as well. And they said, if you want to keep striking, we're just going to privatise it, and then you can't strike. And they did. And when they first privatised it, they actually privatised it to a good company, Yarra One, which Sam will know what that means. In other words, they never gave it to the cheapest possible operator. They gave it to a really good operator. But now they've given it to the cheapest possible operator, so the whole system's screwed. For example, if Sydney gave it to a expensive operator, and I do know for a fact that JR has said to the Australian government that it would build high-speed rail in Australia for free if the Australian government would let them and give them a 50-year contract. So, for example, if Transport New South Wales privatised it and gave the system to JR, then there would be no strikes because they wouldn't be allowed to strike. It would get rid of the union, which would be a fantastic thing. And that system in Sydney would be sensational. The biggest problem with the public transport system is the unions. You need to get rid of the unions. They are just... The unions were good in the 70s. You don't need the unions in 2025. The unions in 2025 are just yeah. You only pay union fees now for a diary. That's all they give you, and heartache. That's it. They're just troublemaking. There is a dynamic chicken and a dynamic veg. Yeah, I wouldn't go veggie. Maintenance. Okay. Metro Trains Melbourne used to be run by MTR. Yes, please. Let's go get JR in. Yeah, JR offered. They said, we will build that high-speed rail from Melbourne to Brisbane, the one they were talking about. We'll build it for free for you. And the Australian government said, nah, it's all right. It would have actually been up and running by now. And the Australian government said, nah. Oops. So, Yeah, I mean, and Sam would remember how many, before it privatised in Melbourne, how many strikes there used to be in Melbourne. Oh my God, it was worse than Sydney. It was every week. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I used to work on the public transport in Melbourne when it was still government run. And I crossed the picket line so many times because I just got fed up of it striking. And the thing is, every time you strike, you never got paid. You never got paid, and it was crazy. There was one strike in Melbourne that went for 6 weeks. 6 weeks. We had no pay for 6 weeks. It was crazy. You'd be 6 foot under by then. Yeah, well, yeah. So, that would be the best thing. But the thing is as well, like, the New South Wales government, they spend a squillion on the public transport up there. It's not as if they don't spend the money. They spend a fortune on the rail system and that up there in New South Wales. They got really good trains, real good rails, real good infrastructure. Unlike Melbourne, it's a friggin' dog's breakfast. Well, when they say 50 cents to ride trains in Brisbane, just remember it's not actually 50 cents to ride trains in Brisbane. Okay, just remember that, because this is what Australians don't understand. It costs more than 50 cents to operate a train in Brisbane, and somebody has to pay for it. And who pays for it? The taxpayer. Right? So you are paying more than 50 cents in Brisbane for that public transport. So even though you're paying 50 cents at the ticket office or with your smart card, something somewhere along the line went up when they offered you that 50 cent fare. Does that make sense? JR was or had offered to come down under. Yeah, that's what they offered the government. And the government still would have got money for the fares. It would have been a joint thing, federal government, federal state JR. So it would have been a conglomeration or whatever they call it. But the government said no. And JR, they said, we'll build it. But in us building it, we have to operate it for the 50 years. Can you picture JR operating it for 50 years in Australia? No late trains. No late trains. Clean, fast, reliable Shinkansen down under. And the government said no. And it would have cost them $0 to have it built. $0. And then after the 50 years, it would have just been handed to the government. There you go. It's yours. But, what do you do? What do you do? So, yeah. Yeah, so whenever they offer free public transport, cheap public transport in this, it has to be paid for along the lines somewhere. The ratepayer, the taxpayer, whatever, will pay for it somewhere along the line. You don't get something for nothing. There are public transport systems in the world that are completely free, but you pay for it in your higher rates or higher taxes. So yeah. Yes. Nothing is for free. Well, yeah, they are, but Australia is car dependence, and it's kind of hypocritical in Australia because the government will say, 50 cents to ride the public transport, which is wonderful, but it doesn't, in the next breath, it doesn't discourage you from not driving your car. For example, it will upgrade roads, it will build more roads, it will build more parking, it will do more things, because even though it'll offer 50 cent train fares, it will also keep encouraging you to drive your car because it knows that speed camera that it's going to install, or that booze bus it's going to put on the road, is going to give you greater revenue to the government. So it wants to really encourage you to keep driving. The fuel excise, it wants you to keep driving because it makes money out of it. You might hear talk lately about the war that's going on at the moment, Iran and all that sort of stuff. The fuel prices are going to go up. Do you know we get no oil from those countries? Zero oil from those countries. So regardless of what happens in those countries, even if a nuke went off in those countries and all the oil was destroyed in those countries, it should not at all 100% affect our oil or fuel prices in Australia, because we buy zero oil from those countries. Zero. But the government says in all the media lately, the fuel's going to go up because of this war. No. It shouldn't. It can't. But it says this as an excuse for us to pay more to put money in the coffers. We're a car-dependent country. One thing the government does not want us to do is catch public transport here, which is kind of strange because in WA they're spending a fortune at the moment on public transport, and the opposition government over here and even the public are fighting back that they're increasing the public transport system over here. They're going, we don't want it while you're spending all this money on public transport. We want more roads, we want better roads, we want this, we want this, we want this. So it's like we are a car-dependent country. It's crazy. Whereas, like, in Singapore, for example, would you drive in Singapore? The answer is absolutely no. I don't think anybody in Singapore thinks about driving at all. Why would you? You don't even have to leave your building to catch public transport in Singapore because the metro usually leaves from inside your building, type thing. Would you drive in Japan? I know there's cars in Japan, but when you think in Tokyo, for example, 35, 36 million people in Tokyo, the amount of cars in Tokyo compared to the population in Tokyo is a very, 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 very small number. So, yeah. Is it cheaper to be free or $5? What do you mean by that, Sam? It's better for us as taxpayers to be paying $5 for public transport than what it is for it to be free. It's better for us to subsidise the public transport than to get free public transport. What do I think the real inflation rate is? I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't even know what the inflation rate is now. One thing I certainly don't do, unlike most Australians, is I live very differently to every other Australian in this country. My life is completely different to any other person in this country, and I don't even know what the inflation rate is in this country. While most people in this country are worried about inflation rates and this going up and this and this and this and this and this, it means absolutely nothing to me because I don't have credit cards, I don't have loans, I don't have this, that and the other, whatever. My life is completely different to any other Australian, so I don't give a rat's what it is, and yeah, it doesn't affect me whatsoever, so I really don't know. Australia gets fuel from Asia, that's right, yeah. Jet fuel smells good. Yes. A train is always better. Of course it is, but it's not better for a government in Australia. And that's the point. So the governments in Australia do not want you to catch public transport. And with our urban spread, they certainly don't. So even with the public transport the way it is, and let's forget about Melbourne. Melbourne's a different case scenario. Melbourne's a very small city. It doesn't have the urban spread of like Sydney or Perth or Queensland, for example. if you look at these cities, the public transport systems